My name is Zephyr Wells, and this is my final project for CIS25. For my final project, I decided to make a journaling program that allows users to write entries that will then be saved to the computer as text files. There will be an additional text file called entries that will be used to store the names of the entries as well as the dates that they were written. The user can also read entries that have been written, choosing from the list of names and dates that are stored to the entries text file. As for program flow, first the program will ask the user what they would like to do, and they have a choice of either writing an entry, reading an entry, or quitting the program. And here's a code for that. One thing to note is that this entire question and switch case are contained within a while loop that will only be broken when the user chooses to quit the program. If they choose to write an entry, then the user will be asked for the title of the entry, and a text file will be created with the name of that entry. The name of the entry will then be added to the entry's text file as well as today's date. Then the user will write their entry and submit it, and it will be saved to its corresponding file. And then the user will be returned to the main menu. And here you can see the code for that. If the user instead chooses to read an entry, then each line of the entry's text file will be printed, and the user will input the name of the entry that they would like to read. First, the program will check if a file with the name of the entry exists, and if it does, then it will print out the contents of the text file, and this entire part of the program will be repeated. If not, then they will be asked again for the name of the file they would like to read, and if the user enters back, then they will be returned to the main menu. You can see the code for that here. Again, this entire part of the program is contained within a while loop that will only be broken when the user chooses to go back to the main menu. For the GUI of the program, I've decided to use command line navigation. As you can see here, this is what the main menu looks like, and you'll see in a second during the demo. And now onto the demo, there's a link to the GitHub. I'll open this up. So here's the main menu. First, I'll choose to read a journal entry, and you can see a list here. So I can say my day out, and it'll print the entry, and then it'll ask you again for the name of an entry. I'll go back this time to the main menu. This time we can write an entry. I'll say final project. This is my final project. Save it. And now when we go back to read, you can see final project is added to the list as well as today's date. So I can read final project. And you can see it's printed out there. This is my final project. And that is a working program. Last thing to show you is that when I can show you if I go to the read an entry and I enter one that doesn't exist. No entry of that name exists. Try again. Going back to the main menu. If I enter an incorrect number, it'll say invalid answer and ask you again what you would like to do. So there's no way to really break the program. Last thing to show is that when you enter 3, quits program, says thank you for using my program, goodbye. That's it. Thank you for watching.